Hey everyone, it's Darth Nihilist here back to you today with another video. And today I wanted to talk about the fact that I really wish and do believe that Eminem should have released his re-up compilation album on exactly December 5 in the year 2005, which is 1 year and 1 day after when he actually did release it, which was on December 4 of 2006. But I myself personally, in my opinion at least, strongly believe that he should have released his re-up compilation album on exactly December 5 of 2005. And, you know, when he actually did release it, which again was on December 4 of 2006, that was a Monday, which is really interesting knowing that normally, whenever rappers release any kind of rap album or compilation album or whatever, they release it on a Friday. But earlier on in Eminem's rap career, like when he first became famous, like really super on in his rap career as a famous rapper, he would sometimes every now and then release some of his albums, whether it was his greatest hits album or his re-up album or whatever, on like a Monday or a Tuesday or some shit like that. And because 2005 would have been a whole entire year earlier than when he actually did release his re-up compilation album, which again was actually in 2006, which I personally hate, and that makes me really fucking pissed off and furious as hell that he released his re-up compilation album in the year 2006 rather than, or instead of 2005, which I personally feel it should have been released in the year 2005. But in the year 2005, December 4 would not have been on a Monday like it was in the year 2006. In 2005, December 4 landed on a Sunday, but the following day, December 5, would have been on a Monday. And knowing that he released his re-up compilation album on a Monday, on December 4 of 2006, I would not have changed the day that he released that compilation album of his. I would have just simply changed the year he released it, which again, I wish and also strongly believe that it would have came out in the year 2005 and not the year it actually did come out and was released, which was unfortunately in 2006. And because I would not have wanted to change the day he released it, which was on a Monday, I would have still kept that the same, just that instead of releasing it on the 4th of December, he would have released it on the 5th, since in the year 2005, December 4 would have landed on a Sunday instead of a Monday, but at least December 5 of 2005 would have been a Monday. And also, instead of being at the age he was at when he actually released it, which was 34, unfortunately, he would have been only at the age of 33 when he would have released his re-up compilation album, or at least the age that I personally wish and believe that he should have been at the very oldest when he released his re-up compilation album, because I fucking hate the fact that he was at the age that he was at when he released it, which was 34, which in my personal opinion was just too old. At the very oldest, he should have been only 33. And he would have been only 33 in, well, at least starting in late 2005 and still most of 2006. But, the only way that he would have released or been able to release his re-up compilation album in the year 2005 rather than in 2006 is only if he would have released his curtain call greatest hits album in 2004 rather than in 2005, which I strongly believe should have happened. And I also literally made a video explaining in a lot of depth and detail, at least hopefully I did anyways, about all the reasons why at least I personally wish and do believe that Eminem should have released his curtain call greatest hits album in the year 2004 at the age of 32, rather than the year he actually did release it, which was sadly in late 2005 when he was 33, when it should have been in late 2004 when he was 32, and not in late 2005 when he was 33, so that in that way he could have released his re-up compilation album in late 2005 at the age of 33, rather than in late 2006 at the age of 34, because that was too fucking old. And obviously the only way that he could have released his current call greatest hits album in late 2004 at the age of 32 rather than in late 2005 at the age of 33 is if he would have released his encore album in late 2003 rather than in late 2004, which definitely should have happened. And I don't think there is any denying that fact for a second. And if you disagree, fine, you can disagree. I don't care. I don't mind. But just know that I'm not going to agree with you. I do not agree at all with how Eminem's rap career played out, because I hate the year that most of his rap albums came out. I hate the days or the months that they came out. I also hate some of the songs on pretty much all of his albums, because some of the beat selection choices that he himself would make in his rap career was just not always good. I mean, honest to God, some of the beats that he would choose would be really whack as fuck and just garbage, straight up, and awful, horrible, terrible, shitty, piss poor rap beats, as if he himself wasn't even trying. Because most of the time, believe it or not, he actually did choose great rap beats. But every once in a while, like a one, two, or a couple, or a few songs on pretty much all of his albums would just absolutely suck ass. They would suck balls. Because again, some of the rap beats that he would choose were just piss poor, horrible, terrible, awful, garbage, dumpster fire rap beats that just sucked. That just massively sucked. And were the worst. And that really frustrates me as an Eminem stan, and probably the most crazed, obsessed Eminem fan that he himself has, even though he doesn't personally know me, and I've never been lucky enough of meeting the guy, and I probably never will, and I'm okay with that. Because the chances and likelihood of me ever meeting him in person or ever going to one of his bitch-ass concerts live, which I would never fucking do, because I fucking hate live concerts because they're way too fucking loud, because of all the godforsaken screaming fans screaming their fucking stupid shitty-ass heads off, as if they're trying to make every other person go fucking deaf or make their ears bleed. Like, what the fuck? I hate them. And that's why I never, ever enjoy concerts live, regardless of what the music genre is. And I love hearing music from the comfort of my own home, because at least that way I can control the volume. I can make it low or loud or medium loud or whatever volume I want it to be at. I can choose. I can pick and choose that. Going to a live concert, everything is just way too blazingly loud. The music is, because the singer or artist or performer has to be able to hear the beat and know, like, at what point to start rapping or singing or whatever at. And they have to hear the song because of all the fucking screaming, adoring fans that are screaming their sorry, good-for-nothing heads off. Anyways, other than the fact that I wish and strongly believe that Eminem should have released his re-up compilation album on exactly December 5 in the year 2005, when he would have been only at the age of 33, and not on December 4 of 2006 when he was 34 fucking years old. That was absolute bullshit. Other than that, the only other thing I would have changed about that compilation album of his is the fact that I wish and do believe that he should have and easily could have, if he had actually wanted to, and if he would have been thinking straight at the time, if he would have made like a full rap song to the beat for the intro of that compilation album of his. The intro was called Shady Narcotics. The first song on it is called We're Back, but before that, the intro to that compilation album was called Shady Narcotics. And I'm sure you've all have heard that Shady Narcotics intro. I mean, I certainly have, time and time again, and I love it. I just love it. The whole thing, even though it's not that long, because it's just an intro. It's like a minute long, maybe at the most. And what's so heartbreaking and sad is the fact that the beat that he used for even just that simple little tiny, very short intro was just so badass. It was so fire. It was awesome, amazing, incredible, out of this world, ethereal. I mean, the beat he used for that intro to that compilation album of his, Shady Narcotics, the beat was just something else. It was literally out of this fucking world. And knowing that he didn't make an actual full-on rap song to that beat that he used for that intro was an absolute missed opportunity, because then on the first song on that compilation album, which again was called or titled We're Back, the beat of that song was not nearly as hard-hitting and just badass as the beat that he used for the Shady Narcotics intro. And I really do fucking hate the fact that Eminem himself did not, sadly and unfortunately, did not make or, choose the beat that he used only, sadly, for the Shady Narcotics intro for a full-on rap song. I just feel like that is one of the many biggest missed opportunities in his rap career, early on in his rap career, which is really unfortunate because, he doesn't make or choose badass dope rap beats like that anymore, and hasn't for a while, to be honest. And also, since it was like old school Eminem and he was only in his early 30s at the time, it's just like, wow, like, why didn't he choose that beat for an actual rap song, like a full, complete rap song? Like, why didn't he make a rap song for his re-up compilation album where he would have picked or chosen the beat, whatever it was called, even if he himself didn't make the beat, and I don't know if he did or not, but the beat that was used for the Shady Narcotics intro, I just always ask myself, why the hell did he not pick and choose that, or use that, for a full-on complete rap song? Because that would have been a dream come true. And, the thing is, I'm not even the only Eminem stan who wishes more than anything that Eminem would have actually made a full-on rap song using the beat that he used, sadly, only and specifically for the Shady Narcotics intro. Because when looking that up on YouTube, whenever I look at the comment section, I've even seen a YouTuber recreate the beat, but just as an instrumental, and extended it too, which is awesome and really badass. And there are guys in the comments from like decades ago saying how they wish Eminem would have actually made a rap song to that beat and would have actually rapped to it. And I couldn't agree more, because that would have been an absolute dream come true and easily would have been the best song on his re-up compilation album, even though it wasn't actually like a solo Eminem album, because he was trying to introduce all of the rappers at the time who were on his Shady Records label company, like G-Unit, D12, 50 Cent, Bobby Creekwater, Obi Trice, and others. There were others as well that I can't think of at the moment, but it wasn't like a solo Eminem rap album. But even with that being said, it would have still been an absolute dream come true if he would have used the beat that he used for the Shady Narcotics intro and would have actually made a rap song to it and would have actually rapped to that beat. It would have literally been a dream come true. And it's one of the many missed opportunities of his rap career, that when it comes to Eminem as a famous rapper, that among many other things were one of the many missed opportunities in his rap career. And I'm not the only one who thinks so either. Obviously, I'm the only one who feels or believes or wishes that he would have released his re-up compilation album a whole entire year earlier than when he actually did, because I wish he would have been a whole year younger in age. Obviously, I mean, maybe I'm not the only one who wishes that Eminem's albums, most of them at least anyways, should have been released earlier than they actually were. And hell, you know, I'm also pretty much one of the only Eminem stans who also wishes that his earlier albums would have had more songs on them. Like 16 would have been a much more fulfilling, generous, considerate amount of rap songs to have been on his Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show album. Well, Eminem Show album and Encore, I would say, should have had like 17, only because by the time he released his Eminem Show album, he had 15 songs. I'm sorry, I stand corrected, 15. And I know because I have counted them before. And on his Eminem Show album, he had 15 songs, whereas on his Marshall Mathers LP and Slim Shady LP album, he only had 14. So if he would have had 16 on his Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP album, then he could have had 17 starting and beginning on his Eminem Show album and Encore as well, of course. And, you know, I'm also pretty much the only Eminem stan who also doesn't always love all of his rap songs, because I can tell and know from common basic sense, and because I'm not some dick-riding, cock-sucking fan who just loves and appreciates and adores everything Eminem himself ever has put out in his entire rap career and always approve of it, and like when he released all of his shit, and the fact that he didn't, you know, put that many songs on his earlier albums, and the fact that he also didn't make and release deluxe editions of his earlier albums either, which is a missed opportunity. But that's for another video, of course, and obviously, which I am definitely going to do in the future. You can count on that. And also, when it came to the expanded edition of his Slim Shady LP and Eminem Show album, the expanded editions of those albums absolutely sucked ass. And I'm also not the only one who thinks that. I've seen many people, even on Reddit, which is such a toxic, cancerous, absolute joke of a website, and the people on there are woke as fuck. I can just tell, feel, and sense the kind of like aura or vibe or atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, that the people over on Reddit give off. And it's just like, it's fucking brain rot. Like, seriously, no shit. Like, people over on Reddit are just cancerous to the extreme. They're so toxic, they're so unbelievably outrageous and just unbelievable and just pathetic. And I fucking hate them. Plain and simple, I fucking hate them. Just as I do most people in this world. But at least one thing I can definitely and certainly agree with the people on Reddit, at least when it comes to the Eminem fans and stans over on Reddit, is when they were talking about how when it came to the expanded editions of his Slim Shady LP or Eminem Show album, they sucked. They were not that good. They were just awful. And knowing that he didn't release deluxe editions of those albums was just pathetic on Eminem's part. And then when it came time to release expanded editions of his albums, they still sucked. It's as if, and these are not my words, these are the words of people over on Reddit, well, at least Eminem fans and stans over on Reddit anyways, saying and making posts about how the people over on his team, his Shady Records team, you know, don't even try. They don't even try to put together an actual, like, great or good, fulfilling amount of, like, unreleased songs and whatnot on the expanded editions of his Slim Shady LP or Eminem Show album. And speaking of, I was just about to say Marshall Mathers LP, because he didn't even make an extended edition of his Marshall Mathers LP album. And I am going to make a video about that in the future. But before I do, I'm obviously going to make videos about, these hypothetical deluxe editions of Eminem's earlier albums that he definitely, without a doubt, should have made and released, which would have been a dream come true, and super generous, thoughtful, and considerate and whatnot, if he would have actually done that and would have been allowed to and given permission, or if he would have just done it himself on his own terms, but sadly he didn't. I would say that obviously, deluxe editions of his first three albums, the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, and Eminem Show, all should have came out on the 10th year anniversary of each one, which should have been 2008, 2010, and 2012. And I'm saying 2008 because I wish and believe that his Slim Shady LP album should have came out in 1998 and not fucking 1999. 1998, the very latest, very late 1998, that is. And then Marshall Mathers LP in 2000, Eminem Show in 2002. So then when he would have released deluxe editions, a deluxe edition of his Slim Shady LP album in 2008, deluxe edition of his Marshall Mathers LP album in 2010, and then deluxe edition of his Eminem Show album in 2012, all on the 10th year anniversary of each one of those three albums of his, which would have been an absolute dream come true. But again, I'm going to get more in depth and detail when I make videos about each of those things separately, one at a time, obviously. But anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to say in today's video. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.